Hello friends! Welcome to another video. My camera is entirely on the wonk, or I am entirely on the wonk. I think I might be entirely on the wonk. I'm not sure. Hello. As you can see from the title and thumbnail of this one, no beating around the bush, we're doing a bookshelf reorganisation because Lauren, bless you Lauren, you absolute gem of a human being, Lauren sent me a bookshelf for Christmas. I opened it before Christmas because I knew exactly what it was because it didn't like come in an Amazon box or anything, it was just a big old bookshelf box. So I've put it up and it fits absolutely perfectly exactly where I wanted it in the bedroom. So I'm dedicating this video to Lauren. Lauren, this one's for you. It's up. It's empty, but it's up. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a reshuffle. Now the plan, I don't know if this is going to work, but the plan is to pop my Seb and my Schwab in there. Because this shelf is my, like, Legends shelf of sorts. My two favourites. So I think if they just have their own shelf almost separately, it will give me a lot more room in here. Because my other little shelf, which is around here, has other, like, favourites on it. So I have room then, if I can empty this one, for more favourites, so then we could pop, like, my beautiful Jade City collection on there. But we're just really running out of space all round. So, that's the situation, that's where we're at. So, yeah, I'm gonna take all of my Seb to start with into the bedroom to see if it will fit on that shelf, and we'll see what we'll do. And then when it does, we'll need to give a bit of a reshuffle in here. And it makes sense to me to do this before Christmas as well, so that there's then more shelf space for the books that I'm inevitably going to get for Christmas. So let's just get on with it. Let's take you into the bedroom and show you said shelf. It's really dark in this room because of where we were in the library, but come on, focus, would you? Here we go. This is the new shelf. These are the bits that were on the top of this chest of drawer unit anyway, so I've just popped them on top instead, which is my Diana Wynne Jones set, because I've got my Howl's Moving Castle print up there, so I just popped them immediately back up there. A lamp, my little J, and my wax warmer thing. So I think that still looks cute up there. And then, hopefully, we can get all my Seb and Schwab in here. If we can't, then Diana Wynne Jones will go back in the library and we'll use the top as well. But that's the plan anyway. So, I think for now, I'll just kind of set you up here and we'll see what we can do. happy with this. You'll notice that immediately I took the Diana Wynne Jones off because these hardbacks are too tall and don't actually fit. Like a regular hardback seems to fit fine, but the Spellslinger hardbacks are just that little bit too tall. So they've had to go straight up on the top, which is fine. Gives my extra Seb space. And I was actually a little cramped for Schwab space, but I think I've managed okay. There's actually 2 more sets of A Darker Shade of Magic downstairs by my desk, because I also have a Red London print up. My desk is very Darker Shade of Magic set up, if you've seen that, I don't know. So this isn't all of my Schwab, some of it is downstairs, but this is all of my Seb. And there is a space here, which makes sense, because there are going to be more Seb books coming soon. One of those will of course be the paperback for Fall of the Argosy, so I needed space for that anyway. But also the Duelist duology, when that comes, I need space for that. I don't know if they're going to be hardbacks though, so they may end up here. I don't know. We'll see when those books actually become a thing. But also the Greatcoat's short stories, it may squeeze into this shelf if he ever releases Spellslinger short stories, maybe. But that does mean that my Diana Wynne Jones, which has now been thrown on the bed, needs to go back in the library. But there's a load of space now in the library where these all were. But yeah, I'm really happy with this as a setup. What do you think? Do you like it? Because I certainly do. And of course there is some Schwab merch that hasn't made it, like my book sleeves. But they'll just have to go in with the rest of my book sleeves because space. But there we go. Hello again, friends. Sorry if the light's a bit harsh. I've taken my umbrella off because I needed more space. So it's just light. Here's the brolly, which can go down there. Right, as you can see, we have space here. This is a notebook that can go somewhere else. So that's fine. But we have space, which means I can do some shifting and display some of the books that I really want to because I love. So let's think about that. Right, straight up, one that's gonna be pride of place has got to be my Ruin of Kings set, and I think up there's a good place for them. I've got my paperbacks back there as well. I mean, these things may shift, but we're just popping them where I see fit at the minute. So I put up there, and I've got my wick candle, which apparently lives with that. I reckon my Diana Wynne Jones is probably going to go back up where it was up the top there, which means we need to move the City of Brass books, but I don't know where to just yet. Now, I don't know if I like these yet because I haven't read them, but these beautiful Grace of Kings set is coming around here somewhere. See, this is a really tall space, so I don't know if maybe I should swap them over actually. Maybe. Yeah, I think I'm going to swap them. See, this is what I mean about it being... It's a process. It is a process, but I feel like that fits that space better. And then we've got these over here. Shall I keep the pig over there? Shall I keep the pig with them? The pig doesn't really go. The pig can move. Right, that actually shows my paperbacks for the Winter's Promise series, which could have its own shelf over there. I like that idea. And then maybe, sorry, we should spin you around so you can see what I'm looking at. Maybe then my City of Brass books can come back here, because that could work nicely. That print needs a frame, but it doesn't have one yet. Okay, so then actually, yeah, that works. To have these. We won't talk about the fact that I still haven't finished Storm of Echoes. We just won't have that conversation, but that looks really pretty. I think Winter Night deserves a spot more over there. But I also need to make sure I leave space for the hardbacks of these that will be coming from the Broken Binding. So I'm going to actually pop them on the very top, and then when those hardbacks arrive, that's where they'll go. But for now they just look like that, which is fine for now. Right, so my Diana Wynne Jones is then going right back up here, where it was to start with all that time ago. All my Diana Wynne Jones. And my beautiful slip-cased edition of Howl's Moving Castle. I love this so much. It was a gift from Becca, and I love it. The pig can actually then probably live up there. Yeah, the pig can live up there. I'm thinking Winter Night going in there. I'm gonna do it. And again, we hide my classic editions behind my fancy editions. So that goes like that. And then I actually have, I know it's not Beauty and the Beast, but I have a Beauty and the Beast rose that just slips in so nicely there. But do I like that there? I think I do. Okay, right. We're gonna move Erin Morgenstern, not because I necessarily love her books, but because I have the Illumicrate special edition and that beautiful teapot that came with it and all of that good stuff. So we're gonna do some Shifter Ruin over here, which again you can't see. But the beautiful teapot needs a place to shine. So that's where it's getting a place to shine. And the tin as well, which is beautiful, is going to slip just behind there. And then I might move some crystals around and stuff, but for now that is fine. Do I want the Jade City set in there or not? See, it's confusing. Because the Jade City set needs a spot. And that is the available spot currently, is that one, just there. But is that where I want it? Oh, that jar would fit in there as well, which is handy. There's a lot of space, which I'm not a massive fan of. Do I need to be a bit more like... Because they are beautiful. I know there will be a fourth book in that, so again, I need the space. But for now, I suppose that's fine. I need some time to contemplate. I will come back to you. My dudes, my friends, we're done. I finished. It's all in place. Yeah! So I did a little bit more shuffling and a little bit more space finding, but my TBR cart is empty, other than the books I have left to read on this month's TBR, so that it's fresh for the new year. My other TBR cart isn't a TBR cart, it's a Sanderson and Robin Hobb cart, so that one's fine. But otherwise, everything else is kind of in. My Seb and Schwab shelf, you've already seen the finished thing for, so that's great. And now this is done as well. So let's give you a little rundown of what's happened. We're gonna do this handheld rather than on my tripod because that's just gonna annoy me. But first, skinny shelf up the top. Ignore my disgusting candy floss that needs to go in the bin. We have my Diana Wynne Jones, and I've popped my crown up there as well. All my Pop Funko boxes up there. This is where she was initially, this is where she has returned. We then have the Christelle DeBose shelf, mainly because these books are beautiful. I loved the first three so much. Disappointing conclusion, but the books are beautiful and the colour scheme makes me very happy. I like them. They deserve a space. City of Brass. I've got my paperbacks behind... Oh, paperbacks are behind here as would be expected. We've got the Night Circus-ish shelf. And then down here we've got my Petticus Law and then my Studio Ghibli library, which neither changed. Then we go round, and I've just made more space in general on the bigger shelves and shifted things so that things fit better. But yeah, and then my comic shelf at the very bottom. But yeah, it's just been a case of getting things to fit a little better. With less massive gaps where I've moved things, but more, like, for example, these aren't, like, really tight anymore, you know? Just making space. Obviously there's a big old gap where a Christmas tree is there, but just generally making space. And then we have the middle shelf. So obviously we've got space for the Faithful and the Fallen set up here, Drongwyn space, the Dandelion Dynasty beauties here. Then we've got the Catherine Arden beauties here. Jen Lyons, Lions, beautiful. And then if we move my cushion, we've got my Jade City set in there. And then down the bottom is actually fake books. The fake book box things from Fairy Loot are on that bottom shelf because my beanbag's always in the way. And then again, similar situation on these two shelves where it's just a case of making things fit, having gaps filled in that are ready, like for example, these facing out, ready to just not face out when I need the space. So like that, and we've got another one going on over here. But then a similar situation down here, like there's gap for tree and there's just lots of like loose space in places. The very bottom does not have a lot of loose space, but I'm hoping once this tree is gone I can shift round a little bit. We'll see. But there we have it. I'm sorry that that was probably like really shaky. Focus on me, maybe? Hey. Yeah, sorry that that was probably really shaky, but that camera is heavy. But there we have it. There is my reorganised library space, having a different favourite shelf because Seb and Schwab are now in the other room. As I said, TBR cart's empty. Other TBR cart hasn't changed. But yeah, you know, in a tiny library like this, it's difficult to make the most of the space. I know that Jake's not too thrilled that there's now books in the bedroom, but they're on my side. What's he going to do about it? But yeah, I do still have a stack of books from my unhaul that haven't yet gone anywhere. A lot of them have, but there's still some that haven't, that I need to like box off to a charity shop or something that I just haven't got around to doing yet. But I am all in all pretty happy with the progress. So, ta-da! We're done. I hope you have enjoyed this video. It feels like it's been a little bit chaotic, but I hope you have enjoyed anyway. If you have, give us a thumbs up, chat to me down below, all that good stuff. If you just want to let me know that you were here but don't necessarily have anything to say, then leave me a book emoji. That makes sense. But yeah, I hope you like what I've done. I hope you like my little Seb and Schwab shrine in the bedroom. But otherwise, I will see you in whatever I put out next. Bye!